today is brought to you by Tight Spaces. You're coming too.
What started as a dream is now our reality. 6 years ago, we poured her ballast, raised every frame, cut every plank, and named her Rediviva. Ready for life back on the ocean, this year we're determined to set sail.
Would you look at that? I'd say that's the making of a fine cruising vessel.
We're Salt and Tar, and this is our life. We're happy to share, and thanks for joining us. Last week, we completed the main gaff and mizzen boom, leaving the mizzen gaff to be 8-sided, then rounded.
Initiate power stance.
Now that the mizzen gaff is rounded, we can permanently install the locust jaws.
I think the weather's finally starting to turn. We're starting to get a lot of work done. I think today I'm gonna try to get the rudder cheeks all cleaned up and prepped, and maybe get a few layers of fiberglass on them just to strengthen them up like I was talking about before. Mizzen boom, mizzen gaff is done. I just have to oil it. I'll do that today too. Main gaff, main boom. Got the starboard chain plates for the mizzen. Those are all painted up, and those are actually totally ready to go on. Just need to bolt them. I still need to make the backing blocks and drill for the port side. So I'll either need to flip the boat around in the slip or inflate our dinghy. Okay, I'm just gonna slap a coat of teak oil on this mizzen gaff just so I can get it done, so we can go hang it on the boat so it's out of the way of our workspace.
We have one last spar to make, our staysail boom, but that'll come later. We'll leather inside the jaws where they'll ride up and down the mast, as well as string the parrel beads. Then we wait for the sails. Since the lumber we have that's thick enough for the rudder cheeks is Spanish cedar, Garrett wants to strengthen it by adding multiple layers of fiberglass on the inside faces. So he's planing that side in order to have a clean, smooth surface to glass. selected 7 layers of fiberglass cloth, with the middle layer being biaxial cloth.
Look at my clean cut hubby. Oh my goodness.
Don't look inside here though. I set it up to glass the rudder cheeks, and then I had all this stuff out here because I was planing and everything. And the rudder cheeks kind of took up most of the room, so I just kind of shoved everything in here.
Okay, I'm prepared. Oh dear. Karen. Wow.
This is what progress looks like.
This is what chaos looks like.
Progress can be chaotic.
Those
Okay.
look nice. How's it feel?
It still needs to cure a bit.
Sun in them cheeks.
Yeah, looks like it came out nice. Still needs a few hours to dry.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to the touch.
Yeah, it's still in that stage, so if you use your fingernail, you can still kind of dig into it a little bit.
There's 7 layers in here with, where can you see the like Super Duty?
2, 3, 4, and then there's this stuff.
Oh, you put that like in the middle?
Yeah. It's just like roving on one side, matte on the other side.
While the rudder cheeks cure in the sun, we grab our supplies to install the mizzen chain plates.
Any other shaping you still have to do?
Not really. I mean, I guess I am doing one thing, but it's for practical reasons too. So there's not a really fine edge. Zip a little bit off the top, just to make it flat.
Nice.
We're at a stage with the build where there's no more rebuilding. We make it work. Because the chain plates were bent before we rebuilt the bulwarks, they no longer sit far enough off the hull for the shrouds to clear the height of the bulwarks. So instead of rebuilding yet another thing, we're simply adding spacers to the outside of the hull to fix this. It'll work perfectly fine for this working girl. Finding solutions like this is what's going to get us sailing this year.
Ready for the middle?
Yeah. Okay, go top.
We might just need to use the bolts to pull it in.
Okay. You want me to start tightening?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I don't know why it's being such a...
Keep going with the top.
Yeah, a little more.
Bottom.
Might need to get like a socket wrench.
Yeah, I think I might have to come down there. All right, let's trade spaces.
Okay.
Bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Had some movement. Not as much between the block and the hull, but it did move.
We're having trouble pulling the chain plate and backing block together, so we're moving on to the aft one. Turns out the galvanizing on the bolts we got is really thick, and we dry fit everything with different bolts, so we had to remount all of the holes more and double up on butyl tape to get a perfect fit.
All right, top one.
Okay, let's just let it hang out for a little bit.
So what we didn't show you on this one that we started on, we had trouble from the outside. The butyl tape wasn't squeezing out enough and it wasn't really up against the hull. So we had to pull it back out. After we tried really yanking it in, Garrett and I swapped places and it still wasn't going. So we did the second one, the aft one, put more butyl tape on that and reamed out the holes. And so it seemed to go a lot more, as smooth as it should have gone the first go around on that aft one. So now we're coming back to the forward one. Tightening on the middle one. Hold.
Okay, can you get any more from the top?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Pretty tight. Bottom. That's about all my muscles can do.
Okay, let's hold there then.
Better?
I'm gonna trim a little bit off this one and let's put a few more turns on that aft one. Okay.
Pretty tight.
Let's see if we can get any more out of the bottom. How are we looking on that side of the boat?
Perfect. Like 3-4 feet.
grab this line.
Got it?
Just kind of hold on to it.
Uh-huh.
Hold tight. Oh, can you pull some fenders over? Okay, let's see. Let's go fairly snug on that spring.
Now that Rediviva is flipped around, we can work on the mizzen chain plates on the port side. Right now, there's only the first hole drilled, so Garrett has to pull the shroud taut and mark for the angle of the chain plate. Then I'll stick a Sharpie through the hole so we can mark on the spacer block and match it. We'll dry fit it all again and then drill for the rest of the bolts.
Alright, can you get a nut on that? Snug it up a little bit.
Alright, on to the aft one.
Here you go.
Okay.
The port side chain plates are still rough, so we can't permanently install them today. Garrett has to trim the ends and preserve the metal.
Okay, I think I'm good.
But I have a trip to take with my niece. So up next, Garrett conquers a few solo projects. And upon my return, Rediviva comes out of the water for her annual weekend haul out.